Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind on this Saturday morning. Yes, Saturday morning. We're looking at 5:50 in the morning, and it's bright out. I love this. I could deal with this. Nice and bright. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman. Yes, the Mailman. Still the Mailman. Come on now. We ain't going nowhere. Good morning. I hope everybody's having a good day. Sorry, I had a little brain fog. I'm only one cup in on the liquid gold, but we're getting there. I got a mobile order for a large Dunkin'. Yes, Hamid. Duncan. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Dallas Cowboys. Who is this team? Operating differently this year, albeit there is a rookie structure, right? There's a rookie wage scale, kind of. Dude, they're getting some moves done. But the most important move, Tyler Booker locked up. Tyler Booker is locked up. Again, obviously, the further we get away from the draft, the more, I would say it's a sense of comfort that they upgraded, right? They upgraded plug and play, starter, right guard. It's a sense of comfort. Now, he's writing some checks, right? But I'd rather have a guy be confident and writing checks than a guy not be confident. Be confident. Tyler Booker is as delivered. And I didn't know this. Dallas went out of their way to make sure that they drafted high quality men off the field as well as on the field, which, listen, my thought, you can't have a bunch of choir boys. I get it, but team leaders, they drafted multiple team leaders this year. Again, makes a lot of sense when you really look into it. You've gotten rid of Zach Martin, right? Like a quiet guy. You got Micah. Micah needs to develop into a team leader. I know what Micah's saying, but your actions have to speak for your words. And so far, Micah's A-okay. This offseason. He's there, right? I mean, the Joneses haven't rewarded him with his contract yet, but again, I think that's the way that they do business. So, come on, squirrel. Come on, get off the road. There you go. I think that's just the way that the Joneses do business. I know rookie contracts are a little different, they are. But when you're talking about a big multi-million dollar deal, sometimes, I know this sounds weird, and there may be, God forbid something happens to you, that you still get a certain, I don't know, like if God forbid something happens to one of these guys, these young players, like God forbid they died or got into a bad, in a car wreck and could never play football again. Does a guy like Micah have some sort of insurance that if he never played again and he never got that big contract? I don't know that. I don't know. I would think they would have something, but I would also think that shit's expensive. Maybe I don't know if it's CAA. I don't know who his agents are, but I do know who his agents are. I'm just not enough liquid gold in me to remember. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like sometimes the Joneses would rather pay more later unless they're getting a bargain. And they already know they're not getting a bargain with Micah. They would have gotten it done, say $5, $6 million, $7 million a year if they would have got it done 2 months ago. This is a fact. But this is what they do, people. this is what they do. But they find themselves well under the salary cap. I think we all get caught up with the cap and how much money they can afford. And a lot of you fans, I called sheep because they just, well, they can't afford a player. They can't afford a player. Yeah, they can afford anything they want. Look at what other teams are doing. Consistently going 70, 80 million over. Look at the Saints. They continually go over the cap, and yet miraculously they get under the cap. So it's all BS, people. It's all BS. They could afford anything they want to afford. You got to make smart decisions, obviously. You can't have a bunch of old, high expensive players, because that ain't going to last you long. You got to continually turn the roster over. But I wanted to talk about, obviously you got Tyler Booker is a positive. He is a positive. Big time. I kind of wish they would have got Quishon Judkins, but Cleveland, shout out to them. They attacked it, and he did not make it to 44. I mean, Judkins, I believe, went ahead of Henderson. So, we did get Jadon Blue, you know. Yeah, we did get the kid from Clemson at the end of the draft. Okay, we'll see. Again, I believe running back will be fine. I do. I think it'll be fine. Especially with the added offensive guard. We got a lot of competition coming in here. So, but I wanted to talk about the wide receiver, Trayshawn Holdings. Yes, you say, who was Trayshawn Holdings? Well, Primetime Phil, one half of the Time Brothers, Primetime knows exactly who Trayshawn Holdings is. Trayshawn Holdings is a tall, lanky, speedy receiver who, for whatever reason, NFL clubs didn't choose to draft him. Don't believe me. Don't believe little old Game Time. Hold on for a sec. How are you? I got a mobile order for Brian.
You can go forward.
Thank you.
I can go forward. Here we go.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. See ya. For the thumbnail. Anyway. It's Trayshawn Holdings, Oregon alum. Primetime Phil loves the kid. Loves him. Big boy. He's signed, sealed, and delivered. Obviously. He's not going to get a lot of money. But, you know, the more I get closer, I know people are going to say, oh, you're bailing. Listen, it is what it is at this point. We didn't get a DK Metcalf, okay? I think they'll bring in somebody. Maybe it'll be an Amari Cooper. Just remember, I would rather go with Amari Cooper on a short-term deal, right? Knowing that he's going to give you a certain level, than lock it, unless you're going to get DK, which you didn't, unless you're going to get a Garrett Wilson, okay, go get me Garrett. Go get me Garrett Wilson. But then what are we trying to do here? My question to the doubters or to the Cowboy fans who don't believe, what are we trying to do? You got CeeDee Lamb. You got a bunch of high-motored, big receivers already on the team that are young. Bring in another one. I'm not saying don't. But are we going to try and run the ball? I thought we were going to more of a run game. Right? If that's the case, why are we trying to go out and get DJ Moore and pay $27 million a year? That's the thing I don't understand. I was on board with drafting a young one for cheap, okay? Even if it was in the first round. They didn't do that, okay? What are we talking about? So do you want Dak to throw the ball 35, 40 times a game? You guys forget about the amount of injuries that the Cowboys have suffered across the board. Everybody forgets. I know Ultra Cowboys. Shout out to Ultra. He sent me a lot of cool stuff from Frisco when he was down in Dallas for the draft. It was really cool. He got to meet a lot of people. He was a magnet for Cowboys coaching staff. And if I know Ultra, he was asking 1,000 questions, so that was cool. But Ultra, are we not going to go run the ball more? I mean, isn't it like physical football? You got Javonte Williams. You got Hunter Lepke. You got Miles Sanders. And then you drafted two. You got Jadon Blue, runs a 4.28. All right, track speed doesn't compute in football. Well, look at his GPS. Don't believe little old Game Time. Look at his GPS from his actual football games. The dude is, if he gets ahead of you, you ain't catching him. That's the bottom line. Jadon Blue, love to pick. Is he an every down back? No, but didn't we discuss this before the draft, that we're not going to go with an every down back type of guy? I mean, I just think some people get carried away. Yeah, you want to look at teams like the Eagles. Well, they won a Super Bowl. Okay? It took multiple years of hitting in their draft and then going out and getting that final piece in Saquon. And we'll see what happens this year. I'm very complimentary of the Philadelphia Eagles. They took care of business. And I listened to Howie the other day, and he sees a window because he knows that as good as he thinks he is drafting, and, he knows it's not going to run. They're in a mindset now of winning. You listen to anybody that's successful. And I'm still a mailman, so don't listen to me necessarily. Right? You know what I'm saying? But listen to the people that are ultra successful. It's all about your mindset. Right? It's all about mindset. Mindset is what does it. Eagles are in a mindset of winning. It comes easier when you expect to win, as opposed to saying we're going to win and then holding your breath because you don't know what this Momo is going to do over here or that Momo is going to do over there. No offense, Momo. But you know what I'm saying. And I'm curious. That is Mark Holmes. That is not his real name, Momo. And in the community that my mother's side of the family is from, which are Italians, you know what a Momo is. So we'll leave it at that. But you let me know what a Momo is. Tell me. And I'll tell you if I think you're right or not. But anyway, are we not going to run the ball? Right? Are we not going to use our tight ends more? That's one of the best positions on our team. Everybody forgets that, and everybody's down on Ferguson. Ultra's down on Ferguson. Remember, he had a high ankle sprain that was devastating. And he came back way too early. Expect a big year from Ferguson. Obviously, you got another year of Luke Schoonmaker. You got Brevin Spanford. We'll see what everybody else can do, but we have a lot there to offer when it comes to tight ends. We got speed in the running back again, okay? We went and got the Jalen's on our team. We got Trayshawn Holdings. We're going to bring in a veteran wide receiver. I don't know who that is. I don't know. Maybe they make a trade and surprise us all. But, I don't understand why people are so upset about like a glove. But I'm not done yet. I don't know why people are so upset, because I was listening to Brian Broaddus, which I tend to do from time to time. I've been really not... I've been in a post-draft funk, so... But yeah, he was saying, like, around the league, he has a gang of 7 GMs, active GMs right now. Active GMs. And they're all saying the same thing. They're all saying the same thing. They're all saying, why does everybody think Dallas Cowboys need a wide receiver? Dallas Cowboys have more depth than most teams. Now, they don't have the upper echelon in the number 1 and number 2. Well, I'm not going to go down that road yet, because numbers-wise, they're almost there. But they went out and got Jonathan Mingo. Who is that ex-receiver? People are forgetting. If we didn't have Mingo, right, I think you need to give this kid a chance and get him a training camp to be with the Cowboys. He's entering year 3 of his NFL life. He was traded in mid-year 2. on the Carolina Panthers with Bryce Young and that horrible offense. Sorry, it's true. Let me crack my windows. Before I get out. There we go. So, again, hold the phone. I think they may wait until training camp. I'm actually okay with the receivers we got. If you're not going to go out and get a stud, but then that kind of goes in conflict of what you're talking about doing. You know, to me, like if you're going to go make a stud trade, go get me a tight end. I'd rather have a stud tight end that maybe has underperformed with some teams. Go ahead. I want to hear the name. Over a number 2 wide receiver or a number 3 wide receiver or an aging wide receiver. I don't know. That's me. Let me know what you think. But anyway, I'm out of here. I got to go to work. I don't know that I'm going to have a show with Primetime Phil tonight. Phil, if you're watching, let me know sooner rather than later. I will be home. But if you don't do a show, then maybe I'll do a show. I don't know. I got to keep this momentum. Like, we got to keep this momentum going into the scheduled release. But I'll talk to you later. Peace.
It's time for lunch.
Angelo, it's 10:30.
Right around that corner, there is a sandwich shop. They sell meatball sandwiches. Best I've ever tasted. Would you go get me 2? Come on, partner. 2.
Thank you.
Utah, get me 2.